So today I decided to do your Greek and Latin root lesson a little bit differently. I wanted to record myself going through it. That way, if any of you guys needed any extra help, you could hear my voice along with it. So I have lesson 5 pulled up of your Greek and Latin roots, and I'm going to start on slide 1. So just a reminder that anything written in blue on the notes, I'll have a notebook page just like this, and anything written in blue, your notebook should look just like it. So just a reminder. Okay, so let's go over a list of the roots that we've learned so far. So far we've learned tele, which means far or distant, phone, which means sound, graph means to write or draw, gram deals with writing, and scope with vision or seeing, and micro, which means tiny or small. So that's just a refresher. Also remember that if any time in this video you need to pause it to go back over it, feel free to do so. Okay, so last week we learned about micro, which means tiny or small. So microscope, microwave, microphone, Microsoft, what do they all deal with? They all deal with small or tiny. And if you remember that lesson we did last week, we found small things and we looked at them under my digital microscope. So new stuff. Here's some hints about our new roots for the week. So let's take a minute to look at these pictures. Again, feel free to pause that video if you need to. I see a pair of glasses on the far left. On the far right, I see a blue eyeball. Down at the bottom, I see what looks like an old school video camera, which means to record something. And up top in the middle, I see a Marvel character. And if you've seen the movies, you should know his name. So now, what do each of those words have in common? So I really want you to think about it. What I want you to do now is go to your notebook and write what you think each picture is, and then make a prediction about what this week's roots are. So if you don't know what it should look like, this is what your paper should look like. So there's picture 1, 2, 3, 4. So write out beside those what you think each picture is, the name of it, and then try to figure out what root each of those words have in common, and then write it down where the root prediction is. Okay, so if you were to write it down, you probably said video or vision, something along those lines. So the Marvel character's name is Vision. We have the video camera at the bottom. We have glasses that help you with your vision, and then we have an eyeball that helps you see, which is vision. So remember, everything in blue needs to be added to your notebook. So now we need to know, what does vid or viz mean? Vid, viz. So we have video, vid as in video, and viz as in vision. Even though we say that with a Z sound, it is spelled with an S. So why do we watch videos? Why do we need glasses to help with our vision? Maybe some of you need glasses. And what does it mean to be invisible? So those are all examples of words that contain vid and viz. So vid, viz means to see, to look at, or to observe. And you know from science class, to observe something means to watch it and document it. So to see, to look at, observe. So go ahead and add that definition to your notebook. And your notebook should look like the following. In the middle, I have added vid and viz mean to see, to look at, or observe. So go ahead and update your paper. Remember, if you need to pause the video, you can. Now down below, I've left a highlighted in blue, and I wanted to bring that to your attention, but you don't have to add that in. So what I want you to do is go add your 4-square paper, which is your 4 squares around the center root. We've used that before. Add that to your notebook, and after finding 4 words that contain viz and vid, I want you to draw some type of picture representation for each one of those words. After you do that, you know that you can take the quiz. Remember that I want you to try to make a 100 on that quiz, so you can take that quiz as many times as you'd like. And then once you finish on this slide, if you'll click on that rotating planet, it'll take you to really something cool. After you click on the website, on the next slide, after this planet Earth, so on slide 17, I'm on slide 16 now, there's a list of different places around the world. And I want you to pick some of those places and go search them up, and you'll see some really cool stuff. All right, thank you guys for working hard on your lesson today. And I'll be checking your notebook once you're finished.